Once guy looks away, he gets his gun out, goes to work on guy one. Guy number two apparently was his accomplice, and he goes to work on that. Yeah. Whoa.
Todd-Town family, what's the biz? Y'all already know what it is, man. Sending them positive vibes and energy to my Todd-Town family. Y'all know how I rock. If you haven't already, please hit that like, share, subscribe, and notification button so you can stay up to date with the latest and greatest content you don't want to miss. Tune in. Anywho, without further ado, welcome to Todd-Town.
Today we're going to get to see a defender go chef's kiss, perfect counter ambush. Hi everyone, welcome to Active Self-Protection, where every day we do an after-action report on a real-life self-defense encounter caught on video to make our training more evidence-based. I'm your host, John Correa, and today's video comes to us from Medellin in Colombia. Guys on the right having lunch at this cafe. Guy on the left in blue, a security guard hired by one of them. Now watch the guy in the motorcycle helmet roll up, pull a gun, and start robbing him. Well, guy in blue starts for his gun, but dude gets his attention on him. He's like, hey man, I don't want any problems. Once guy looks away, he gets his gun out, goes to work on guy one. Guy number two apparently was his accomplice, and he goes to work on that guy too. Got them both. There was a third accomplice. That third accomplice apparently got away, but these two guys, one of them took the asphalt temperature challenge. The other one was badly injured. Watch it one more time. You're going to see here, dude roll up. Now watch, our bodyguard is going to think about going for his gun. We're going to talk about that in just a second. And then he's going to wait his turn a little bit as soon as that guy's attention's not on, and pulls his gun, gets accurate fire on him and on his accomplice.
Bingo.
Of course, I'm kind of curious how he knew that that guy was his accomplice, something that we will talk about in the lessons. But it's good guy 2 and bad guy 0 in this one. Ooh, did you catch the little hitch where he kind of thought it was his turn and then waited for it to really be his turn? That's some high-level stuff right there. Let's check it out. First of all, allow me to say, some people are going to be like, well, I wouldn't hire a bodyguard. I'd do that myself. Quite frankly, if you have the means to hire somebody else to be your protection, I don't have a problem with that. That's great. I carry a gun every day because I can't afford that kind of thing. If I had, presidential protection detail, I wouldn't worry about it so much. That's great. That said, make sure that you hire the very best. You hire somebody that you absolutely know their skill set. Secondarily here, this isn't a video on executive protection, but if you are pulling executive protection of some kind, group protection, stay off your phone in transitional spaces. This is a transitional space, a sidewalk cafe, because again, you can be attacked with an element of surprise. Dude can just walk up like he's walking down the sidewalk. You are the valuables, you have valuables, and then they can get away very quickly. So make sure that you are paying attention in transitional spaces, especially if you're getting paid to protect a bunch of dudes. Now, guy's gonna roll up here and watch what goes down here with our bodyguard. Is that guy comes up and sees his stuff, but now notice that our bodyguard has to turn all the way around. He goes strong side draw, so that makes him turn way away from where he was and start to grab his gun, and that brings the attention of our robber. The motion brings his attention. This is one of the reasons at Active Self-Protection that we talk about the value of a visually quiet draw, where not a lot of parts for me are moving, that I'm not jumping all around. A visually quiet draw can be very helpful because it can let you act before the bad guy can see that you are moving. Right. Now, instead here, bad guy puts his eyeballs on our defender, and so he puts his hands up. Hey man, I was just startled. Don't shoot me or whatever. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Now he's waiting his turn. And I think that's actually a really valuable thing here. Dude's got his eyes on you and the gun on you, and you continue your draw. We'd call that drawing from the drop, and that is a good way to die. We have seen that on plenty of videos on the channel. And so again, that hands up, palms forward, fingers splayed kind of approach, that's a universal language for I surrender. And he does that very well here and waits until the guy looks away. Now I'm going to tell you, he looks away just a little bit here. So he doesn't really actually show us his ear, but it does, because he's wearing a motorcycle helmet, it does kind of limit his peripheral vision a little bit. So this is the point that our good guy is going to go for his gun. And we talk about draw speeds all the time here at Active Self-Protection, and how fast is fast enough? Well, it's a competition. I can't tell you how fast yours is going to need to be. In this particular case, though, we can stop at various increments and talk about what we would have seen. If you have a 1 second draw to first shot here, this is what you're going to get to see. So he starts to go here as this guy gets going, but you notice here at 1 second, he's still hand in the holster, not gun out and on target. It's taken him a good while to get his hand on his gun because he's in a seated position, because he's strong side, because he has to kind of double clutch in order to get rid of his cover garment. Work on efficiency, friends. Even if you're going to carry strong side, that's fine. I know people that can get 1-1 or even close to 1 flat from strong side, much easier up front. Now, once he gets a going here, he's starting to get the gun out. This is the 1.5 standard. So if he has the professional standard here, then this is what he gets to see, which is guy just starting to get his eyes back on him and start to bring the gun around to him. It's starting to get to be a competition here. Now, of course, he's standing up in the midst of it too and trying to move, which I probably would recommend for most people here. If you're going to draw the gun and engage, draw it from the seated position and just go to work from the seated position, because adding all the movement makes it a lot longer for you to do that. You just got to practice those. And not many people get to practice seated draws very much.
Yeah,
we do that in day 4 of evidence-based pistol skills with active self-protection.
Now
then, notice here as he finally gets his gun into the fight, right at 2 seconds, he gets his gun up and on target and around down range. I will notice here again, this is a real gunfight, so he's all hunched over and he's got, oh my gosh, all these things because he's scared. Well, listen, that makes marksmanship much more difficult. This guy is probably, my guess would be, somewhere 8-9 yards away. That's not a small target. It is a small target. It's not a small amount of skill necessary. But because he missed that first one, now his second one, holy cow, you got a bystander in the background, and that's pretty darn dangerous. Now, that said, he did get a hit on this second one. And you notice when he finally does get a hit, he kind of stabilizes himself and then gets a hit on the first guy. Now, second dude here has entered the chat, and he is going to end up hitting the, I think the power line there, or the anchor pole, the anchor line for that power pole. Okay, fine. How did he know that guy was in the fight? I have no idea how he knew he was in the fight, but we're just going to assume that he had a good reason to do so. So he gets that guy down and then turns and faces the other one. This is one of those reasons, man. Multiple attackers occur in about a third of all attacks that we narrate on the channel. And so therefore, work in those transitions, work in that understanding of, okay, keep looking for work. I put the first guy down, and he did put that guy down definitively. That guy took the asphalt temperature challenge. Now I got to continue to look for fights. Remember tap ifs, right? When the fight's still going. T is the threat. Did I hit him? Is he down? Do I need to shoot him again? A, accomplices. Did he bring any buddies to the fight that I need to deal with? Then once we're done with that guy, and he's going to put that guy down too, now I start to look for my partners. Now he's still looking for work to do here and looking in the fight. He's going to go over here and take the gun away and kick the gun away from that guy. For a private citizen, generally speaking, I don't recommend that you get that close to a downed opponent, especially one who's armed with a gun. I would prefer to stay away from him, get around to his side where he's not able to point that gun at you, where you can see his back and he can't see you, and then cover him from there or get the heck out of the area because he's down, and that's what you want. You want that threat to end as quick as possible. If you feel like you have to, okay, fine, you can't leave for whatever reason, you got other people that you got to protect. I totally understand that. So again, that changes our follow-up priorities. You better check in on your partners, or in this case, because he's an executive protector, his executive who he is protecting, and he needs to be doing that. Now, again, they're going to come over and kick the tar out of this guy and play a little bit of potluck on him. But now, again, we start the rest of those follow-ups, right? Am I injured? Is anybody else among the good people injured? That's the I. First F is check the condition of my firearm. Is my firearm still in good working order? If you've got to reload, now's the time to proactively reload it. Second F, follow-ups. What do we need to do to make ourselves more safe here? And then S, seek help, call it in, get the cops on the way. So I think this guard, at the end of the day, this bodyguard, he did okay. He did what he needed to do. But a few things here from before things went down. Make sure you're paying attention. Hey, make sure that you understand when it's time to draw. Make sure that you're fast, because you'll need that speed on that day to cover your ass.
Crazy, man. Y'all already know how it go. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. I think that the robber had to either had a fake gun or he didn't have no ammo. At the point where he seen God going for his gun, I've seen, visual experience where they would have let some rounds off on him because you was an immediate threat. Once he reached even that little hesitation, I get they saying it was good that he decided to change his mind and appear to be, a non-threat. But in most cases, man, I've seen where the moment you would have reached for that, that robber would have got some shots off. So seeing that he didn't do that makes me think he may have had a fake gun or may have not had any bullets in the firearm, because he could have got him. You know what I'm saying? He could have put some rounds off on him well before he pulled his firearm. And I've seen it happen. I've seen that happen. It's like the robber hesitated and the bodyguard was waiting on an excuse, really, so you can kind of see that dynamic there. And shouts out to everybody who stepped up and helped, man. They went over and started kicking him and stuff. I wouldn't advise that. I mean, he's already down. He had a few rounds in him, it seems like. Kudos to the bodyguard. A lot of people say, why you need the bodyguard? Well, evidently they needed him. Probably had some, few incidents where it was a reason to hire. I don't think people would waste resources and money on security like that. You have to keep that in mind. He obviously knew what he was doing. You got some little split-second delays here and there, but ultimately, I think he took care of business. And that's how it go, man. Like I say, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. You already know how it go. I want to appreciate everybody for tuning in. Another one, Todd-Town. I want to appreciate all the love and the support. Everybody that's rocking, I see it. If you haven't already, please hit that like, share, subscribe, and notification button so you can stay up to date with the latest and greatest content. You don't want to miss. And as always, I'm checking out. Peace.
Yeah. Whoa.